Hi guys, it's me, Terry, of the Yarnjoy podcast. We're now entering into the month of November, year of 2018. November happens to be my birthday month, and so I decided that I would put out a series of videos, one extra video per week besides my regular episode videos, and these videos are going to help you get to know me a little bit better as far as how I relate to crochet, how I got started with crochet, and how I approach my projects and the inspiration that I get in picking my projects, or where I get my ideas, and so on. So anyway, so this first video is going to give you a little background on how I started crocheting, okay? Okay, so I started crocheting when I was I believe I was 16. I've been trying to think of exactly what year it was, and as close as I can remember, I think it is, I was about 16, something like that, during the summer, I think, somewhere around there. But anyway, the way I learned how to crochet is the guy that I was dating at the time, and of course I'm married to him now, he has a sister, and of course she is now my sister-in-law, but at that time we were just all teenagers together, and his sister went to go visit her great-grandmother in the north part of our state of Texas, and it was during the summer, and so while she was there, her great-grandmother taught her how to crochet. And so when she came home from her little holiday or vacation visiting her great-grandmother, she was excited the fact that she had learned how to crochet, and she wanted to teach me. And I've always kind of been a artsy craftsy type person, I guess, and I was very happy to learn. I always thought it would be fun. I loved working with the different colors and looking at yarn, so I was very happy to learn. Now the problem was with that is the fact that she was right-handed and I'm left-handed, and so when she taught me right-handed, and so I did learn that way. I learned crocheting right-handed, although it was very awkward for me because I'm left-handed. But I wanted to learn so badly that I went ahead and did it right-handed, although, like I said, the stitches were awkward, the very loose, my gauge was horrible. I remember the first thing I learned how to make was granny squares. And I believe I still have, my mother has a granny square pot holder. I just made 2 granny squares, stitched them together, and called it a pot holder. And I think I used acrylic yarn, didn't know anything about the different types of yarn, or that I should use cotton yarn for something that's going to be close to the heat. Didn't think of anything like that. But I believe she still has that pot holder somewhere. And but I do remember the next project and so all I could do was granny squares, and so getting back to being left-handed, so I wanted to crochet so badly, but it was so awkward for me to do it right-handed. But it just so happens that Now the lady that she learned crochet from was her great-grandmother, okay? Well, her grandmother, who lived in the same town as we did, or in the same area as we did, she had a friend that was left-handed that knew how to crochet, and it just so happened that we were at her house one time, and that friend was there, and so she showed me how to do it left-handed. Oh, that made all the difference in the world. So as soon as I learned left-handed, then I just really took off from there. But I only made granny squares. I think that's the only stitch I knew was the granny square stitch. Double crochets, chains, slip stitch, that's about it. Maybe single crochet, you know, that's about all. But I do remember after that pot holder, I remember making my larger project that I made, I guess it was that same year, or well, within a few months after I learned, I guess, was a baby blanket for my niece. And this was my my brother was having his first child, him and his wife, of course, and so this was the first grandchild in the family. I was going to be an aunt for the first time. And so I remember that I wanted to make a baby blanket. And I bought some sort of yarn that was a multicolored pastel colors, you know, just the baby colors, but multicolored. And I thought that was perfect for a baby blanket. And I don't know if maybe I didn't know if she was going to be a boy or a girl at that time. I don't remember, but I just thought that that was the classic baby colors. That's what you're supposed to use when you're going to make baby projects. Of course, this was in the 1980s. And so anyway, I made this big granny square, because all I could do was granny square. So I just kept going around and round and round and round and made this big granny square that turned it into a blanket. And so that was the big first project that I ever made. And then I don't remember crocheting a lot after that. You know, I finished school. I guess I crocheted on and off, but not a whole lot, I guess. You know, kids, they get involved in different things. I was involved in the marching band in high school, and of course I went on to college, and I was very busy in college. I did have a roommate in college, though, that taught me counted cross stitch, and I really enjoyed doing that, so I did that for a while. It just seemed like it was a relaxing thing. Any type of craft type related thing was a stress buster, a relaxing thing for me to do. And so I remember cross-stitching for quite a while. So on and off throughout the years, like I said, I just kind of went back and forth. I did counter cross-stitch, and then I would pick up crochet from time to time. And so I got married and started having kids. Well, I finished college, got married. Well, actually, I got married, then finished college. Started having kids then, though, and from time to time, I would pick up, I think I might have, I'm trying to remember, with my first son, yes, I did crochet a blanket for him. And then when I was pregnant with my second son, I crocheted him a blanket. And then it seemed like after that, you know, you're kind of busy with little kids. And I know I'm amazed at some of my fellow YouTubers like Ella of No Catchy Name Crochet and different ones that have small children. I'm amazed at the projects that they can get done, because I remember when I had my children, I didn't have time to crochet. I mean, it's not like I didn't have time, because I was a stay-at-home mom, but I mean, you're just so busy all the time. What I'm trying to say is that you're so busy all the time, and it's very difficult to sit down and do crafts and things like that when you have small children. And so I really, my hat is off to those that can do that, because I know when I had small children, even though my children were very, very far apart in age, so really I had them one at a time, because I have two sons and they're 12 years old. I'm sorry, hello. They're 12 years apart, or right at it. And so, you know, when one was halfway to be grown up, then I had the other one. So, it wasn't quite as difficult as having multiples of small-sized children at one time. But it was busy enough. Anyway, but in the last several years, I really got into crocheting a whole lot more, much more steady. I don't do counted cross stitch much anymore. Now, basically, it's just all crochet. I have done a little bit of variance from it. I do loom knitting, as you can see the rings back there. Not much. Just every once in a while I'll do a loom knitted project, but not much. It's just not my first love. And I have taught myself to knit. It took me, I think, 3 attempts to teach myself how to knit, but I did finally learn a little bit. I know the basics anyway, but I always go back to crochet. It's just that's my calling, I guess. So anyway, that's my story and my background on crochet. Now, for the remainder of the month, I want to, like I said, I'm going to release one video per week besides my regular episodes, okay? And so upcoming, okay, so next week the episode for this part of this series is I have my notes on my phone. There it is. Okay. It went to sleep on me. Okay, so next week I'm going to talk about my favorite tools, crochet tools, techniques, stitches, my favorite yarns that I like to use, the types of patterns that I look for and that I like to use, okay? So I'm going to do that next week. The following week, so that's the week of the 12th, next week. The week of the 19th, the following week, I'm going to talk about how I pick my projects, what inspiration or what ideas do I draw on to decide what patterns and colors and projects to make, okay? And then the last week, and so that will be like right before Thanksgiving, right? Well, and then, yes, and then Thanksgiving, or after Thanksgiving, that last week of the month, I'm going to talk about some specific favorites of mine, like favorite designers, people that I like to go to use patterns from them, pattern sources where I find my patterns, favorite YouTube channels for tutorials and things that I like to get projects from, and that I want to share with you, maybe be some that you would be interested in. Facebook groups that I belong to, might be some that you haven't heard of before that you want to check out as well. Okay, so that's my idea for this series. I want to say, yeah, I'm doing it because it's my birthday month, but I mean, I'm nobody special. I mean, I'm just like everybody else. But the only reason I was wanting to do this is because I always like to look at people that make videos of this type, because I can always find ideas from them that I could use for in my own projects. Okay, so that's the reason I'm going to do this series, is I want to share these ideas with you to see if that can help you out in deciding on the projects and things that you want to do. So anyway, maybe it might be some yarns, some new things you haven't tried. Well, maybe not. I use pretty general yarns. I don't know. But maybe some new techniques or new ideas that maybe that will help you think of things in a different way, or a new way, or a fresh way, or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the series. And besides, of course, I will be doing my regular episodes as well each per week. So please come along and check out those, and come along on this journey of the series that I'm gonna be doing this month. And I hope I hope you enjoy them and they'll be helpful to somebody. So that's it for today, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do, so that way you can hit that bell below and hit the like button, the thumbs up below if you like the video, and that way you don't miss out on the rest of the series and follow me along. Okay, so I'll talk to you later, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.